Building something great doesn't require an Ivy League education. Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg were college dropouts. It's all about connecting. Find a way to come together, disrupt one another, and create greatness together. Throughout my lifetime, I worked on multi-billion-dollar projects with some of the most accomplished leaders. Besides that, I've interviewed more than 10,000 of the biggest change makers on the planet. Understanding the art of connecting and seeing where the future is going to take us is a talent I've perfected. Small little disruption made a big impact. Here's the deal. The word change is the most important word because most of us battle change. We fear change. And the only thing certain for us is change. To battle change is a waste of time. To trust change assures ourselves of success. So we need to embrace change and allow change to find us, because change turns into big money. I love this idea of being an epicenter of opportunity. It's all about how your company, your institution, your government is about growth, not just revenue, but the culture of knowing what's next. Taking the ideas of all the people that I've spent time with and centering around their personal philosophies. Bring people together to help each other out. I have what might be considered a magical formula that can radically change the way your group thinks, acts, reacts, and grows. Understanding your superpowers, identifying your enemies, and seeing the impossible as possible. The habitat of the world is evolving into something unrecognizable with the advent of AI, blockchain, social societies, and the new office. It's become critical knowing how to harness these tools to find the next you. What is your enemy? Now, in his business with Tesla, he has an enemy, and that's gas cars. That's poor efficiency. That he has enemies that he points at going, we're going to conquer that. In your businesses, in your office, what is your enemy? Don't say your boss, but what is your enemy? What are you trying to tackle, destroy? He asks himself this all the time. Because Google, again, wants to know me better, so he can give me more important ads. Because remember, advertisers are going to subsidize the cost for entertainment. If we go look at the, let's call them traditional media environments, these are the big five that we all know about: TV, radio, print, direct mail, and billboard. If you ask them a very simple question, and the question is, hey, what is your product? They all generally say the exact same thing. Well, our content, that's our product. If you ask them this, another question is, who's your customer? Well, they say, hey, it's the audience. Now, if you go to new school media and ask them in reverse, who's your customer? They're gonna say the advertiser. And what's your product? It's the audience. They realize that if the audience is there, they can sell that audience to an advertiser. I believe you have to have what's called an unfair advantage. You know what that is? That's knowledge. Knowledge is your unfair advantage. And when you have it, your competition's actually fearful. There was an interesting study that was done back when EchoStar was called EchoStar before it was then became Dish, and DirecTV, and they watched people watch TV for a month. And I don't mean watching with a camera, but watch how they used a remote, what they fast forward, what they rewind, what they watch during certain times. Within 1 month, besides knowing if they're male or female, young or old, even religion, they knew if they were a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi drinker based upon what they watched and how they did. Advertisers and the technology around it is super sharp and smart, and it's going to dive into all your businesses. My suggestion is find a way to work with them and build things with them. You're not selling out, because they're going to figure a way to get into your stuff, but they have the money, and I believe there's opportunity there. As a child, we would go to our parents going, can you buy me this? And he would smile. You're selling something. I'm happy, Mom and Dad. Buy it for me or I'll be angry. That's a sales technique that we learn when we're young. A doctor is a salesperson. They sell their services to you. They make you feel comfortable and confident for them to take care of your body. A teacher sells their knowledge to you. We're all in sales. We're all entrepreneurs. This is the 1929 quantum physics conference that got together. To 1929, you probably know two people. You might know Albert Einstein and Madame Curie. Of these 29, everybody here before this event, they were nobodies. They were nobodies. 39. Of these 39, after they got together, after they were all together, 19 of them won a Nobel Prize. Because they found a way to connect, come together, and create greatness. And that's what I ask of you. Find a way to come together, disrupt one another, and create greatness together. It's about the we, not the I. The we, not the I. Because us as a community is what it takes to actually make incredible things. Your friends and your relationships as a community are going to allow you to become incredibly successful. Sachin could not become successful by himself. It takes the we to make him who he is. It takes the we to make you who you are.
With YouTube, I can micro-fraction to see what's going on in different cities, towns, real-time, age groups. Where do you think the advertisers are going to spend more time? It's right here. This is the micro-target. So where are the sharks right now? Those are the sharks about to destroy the gigantic networks. Because these networks cannot do what these networks can do on the bottom. Future TV is going to switch to an interactive world that is an online world. And it's going to happen. The younger generation, who here doesn't even have a TV subscription? There you go. That speaks volumes.
And unfortunately, broadcast is trying to talk to everybody the same way. And you can't. Everybody has to feel special and different. But if you look at the sharing economy, they are the app economy.
Who here uses Waze? Waze, that's it? Are you serious? Okay, you gotta use Waze. Waze is one of the smartest, coolest apps out there. It's a social traffic app. So as you're driving, it'll tell you where cops are, it'll tell you where there's speed traps, it'll tell you where there's traffic, it'll tell you what speed a lane on a highway is going. Because everybody that has a Google app installed or an Android phone, it uses them as a tool, as a product to determine velocity and direction. Pretty powerful. I was in the generation where I had to actually go up and change the dial on a TV, right? You laugh, but it's still there, right? You had remotes, and kids today don't even have TVs. I think we're all gonna go different phases of what we're willing to accept. I'm willing to accept stuff like that. You aren't. And then a younger generation doesn't even tolerate it.
So the robots are about to take almost everyone's job away. Automation is about to destroy, next slide, check this out, all these jobs. Press it again. Every one of these jobs in the next 10 to 15 years will be automated. Automated. In the United States, McDonald's is looking at a way to literally eliminate the entire crew, from cash registers to cooks to people that clean, and automate the entire process. McDonald's. Now, why is that interesting? Because if McDonald's can do it, they then bring that technology down to become very inexpensive, then everybody else in the fast food industry will adopt it also. I want you to look at UPS for a second. UPS has some of the most deep analytics around logistics than any other company on the planet. Next would be Uber, believe it or not. But what they did is they figured, hey, how do we become more creative than our competition? We need to disrupt ourselves. So they went and dove deep, and they figured out, we don't need to turn left. The less we turn left, the better it is for us. Now, what does that mean? It translates to this. They save 10 million gallons of gas and reduce their emissions to the equivalent of 5,300 cars on the road a year by not turning left. So when they do their route every single day, it shows the entire right course. Watch your next UPS truck. Small little disruption made a big impact.